Good evening and thank you for joining us. It was a long, strenuous weekend for the members of the Bonnyville Fire Department. Lloydminster RCMP would like your help in locating a wanted person. As Jessica Isaac explains, the Lloydminster Kiwanis Group is hoping its donation will make things a bit better for sick kids. The main entrance to the Lloydminster Hospital is changing. Whitney Stinson had a chance to sit down with the man in charge and review it all. As 2010 winds down, some preparations for 2011 have already begun. When continuing with our series of top newsmakers in the headlines on our show, we'll have Jerry Ritz after the break. Airports in Europe are slowly clearing the backlog of thousands of stranded travelers today. A blast of snow and ice paralyzed some of the continent's major hubs for days. 2 separate package bombs exploded at embassies in Rome today. No one knows for sure who's responsible, but diplomats abroad are all on alert. Mexican authorities are blaming criminal gangs for the deadly pipeline explosion on the weekend. Fewer than 1/3 of Canadians are saving for retirement above and beyond the Canada Pension Plan. The federal government says that could lead to a crisis. Robots have been specially designed for their tasks. All have special sensors that allow them to negotiate the dining room without crashing into obstacles.
But then you lose the personal, touch that a real person has.
Oh, come on. They can have a real person
really mingle with your server, though?
I do, Matt Schumont.
I don't.
No,
I'm moving there.
This is just another example of thank God the future is finally here.
Oh, Jacob Zehr.
I want a robot servant.
You're hurting servers' feelings everywhere.
I want a robot servant in my own home.
Me too.
That's all the time we have for robots tonight. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Have a good one.
The first flu shot clinic opened in Lloydminster today, and along with practicing good hygiene by washing your hands and coughing into the crook of your arm, the shot is one of the best ways to prevent the spread of the flu.
Like any other illness, the influenza is around us and it can be spread quite easily through respiratory secretions. So in order to prevent, or one of the ways to prevent that getting influenza is to get your seasonal flu shot.
Federal statistics released last month showed 40% of Canadians got the H1N1 shot last year, and this year's seasonal shot protects against 3 flu strains, including H1N1. After last year's pandemic, the province of Saskatchewan is offering this year's shot to everyone free of charge.
This year, it is believed that it'll be a typical influenza year, so we're thinking that the uptake will be between that 30 and 45%. As far as last year goes, 40% is an increase to what the normal uptake of the flu shot is, so considering that it's pretty good.
The procedure itself requires only a tiny bit of paperwork, a quick injection, and a 15-minute wait to ensure there is no adverse side effects.
Generally, if a person is nice and relaxed, they keep that muscle nice and relaxed, it's not too painful. Side effects, people can have a little bit of a sore arm. Some people can have mild flu-like symptoms, so fevers, chills, a little bit of a headache, but all of those are signs that the vaccine is working as well.
Everyone is encouraged to get the shot, especially high-risk groups, which include the elderly, pregnant women, people with chronic health conditions, and kids aged 6 months to 5 years.
And whether you're in a high-risk group or not, a little discomfort now can save you a lot of grief later. At the Lloydminster Flu Clinic, Jacob Zehr, Newcap News.
The Federal Standing Committee on Aboriginal Affairs visited the school on a fact-finding mission. Onion Lake's Cree immersion program aims to integrate traditional language and culture into the school curriculum and is widely regarded as a success story.
That doesn't mean that we forget about the Saskatchewan curriculum. Of course, we can do both. And so doing both, running an immersion program, costs some additional dollars.
We're trying to find out what the secret of their success is and hopefully transpose that into a report that would the government would act on to improve the plight of Aboriginal youth education right across the country.
Members of the Onion Lake First Nation haven't generally promoted their own success, but aren't surprised that their system is working.
It's teamwork, and it's using our culture, putting our culture before. A lot of the things that we do, our elders, they provide guidance to us and through their ceremonies and their advice and community support.
Canadian First Nations are essentially playing catch-up. The residential school system denied them their heritage for all but the last few decades. Now it's being recognized that bringing their culture to the forefront is actually the best way to both strengthen their communities and facilitate integration into the world beyond the reserve.
Bringing them back to their roots, culture-wise and spiritually, I think is key in helping them adjust and make the necessary adjustments to acquire the education that they need.
While an increase in funding would be extremely welcome and have immediate benefits, there's also an expectation that the information gathered by the Senate committee will have a positive influence on federal policy.
What we expect is that they're going to go back with more knowledge than they came, and hopefully with a good impression of what we're doing here.
My hope is that whatever it is that we're saying here and in conveying the messages in regards to how to improve education services for First Nations treaty people, that they're taken into heart and not just put on a shelf in Ottawa.